Welcome back to the Luxury Homes YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're diving into something a little different.
Okay.
We're not touring a mansion or drooling over marble countertops today.
Right.
Instead, we're tackling a design challenge that's close to home for everyone.
Okay.
How to make your living room feel truly cozy.
I love that.
You know, it's just,
Yeah.
it's such a universal thing.
Yeah.
Everyone wants that inviting space, and
Absolutely.
especially with winter coming up,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Sure.
you want to be able to hibernate.
You want to hunker down, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's amazing how much impact the right design choices can have on how a space feels.
Oh, absolutely.
And let's be honest, at the end of the day, who doesn't want to come home to a room that feels like a warm hug?
Right. It's
Yeah.
all about creating that sanctuary vibe.
Yes.
But where do we even begin?
Hmm.
Because, you know, I always get a little overwhelmed when I think about redecorating.
Yeah, well, you hit on a crucial point there. It's not just about buying new furniture or slapping on a fresh coat of paint.
Right.
It's about understanding the psychology of comfort and how our senses interact with the space.
Okay.
For example, think about how calming it is to run your hand over a soft plush blanket.
Oh, yeah.
That's not just a visual thing. It's tapping into a primal sense of security and well-being.
So you're saying we should be wrapping our living rooms in fuzzy blankets.
Well, not quite,
Okay.
but incorporating those kinds of textures, velvets, wools, even natural linens can make a huge difference.
Okay.
Layering those textures is key.
Okay.
A chunky knit throw on a leather sofa, a silk cushion on a velvet armchair.
Uh-huh.
It creates depth and invites you to touch and interact with the space.
So it's like building a sensory experience, not just a visual one.
Exactly. And speaking of sensory experiences, we can't forget about color.
Right. Everyone's talking about those warm, earthy tones these days.
Yes.
Terracotta deep greens, you know, all those rich natural hues.
There's a reason those colors are so popular.
Yeah.
They tap into our innate connection to nature, which is something I'm really passionate about.
Okay.
This idea of biophilic design.
Interesting.
It's essentially about bringing the outdoors in, not just with plants, but with colors and materials that evoke a sense of the natural world.
That totally explains why those colors feel so grounding and calming.
Yeah.
It's like bringing a bit of the forest into your living room.
Precisely, even if you're not ready to go full-on woodsy cabin,
Right.
you can still incorporate those warm tones through accents,
Okay.
a rug, a throw pillow, even a piece of art.
I love that.
Yeah.
Speaking of setting the mood, let's talk about lighting.
Yes.
This is where I think a lot of people go wrong.
Okay.
I'm guilty of it myself. That harsh overhead lighting
Uh-huh.
can really kill the cozy vibes.
Oh, absolutely. It's like being interrogated in a police drama.
right.
No one wants to relax under that kind of glare.
Exactly.
Instead, think about creating pools of warm light with lamps and candles.
Ooh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
All about creating that warm, inviting glow, right?
Exactly. And here's a little pro tip. Pay attention to the color temperature of your light bulbs.
Okay.
Warm white bulbs will create a much cozier ambiance than those cool bluish ones. It's a subtle difference, but it has a huge impact on how the room feels.
That's a great tip. I never even thought about the different types of light bulbs before.
Yeah, it's one of those things that can make a world of difference. And while we're talking about bringing a sense of nature indoors,
Yeah.
let's actually talk about bringing nature indoors.
You mean plants?
Plants are amazing.
I'm all about them. My apartment is basically a jungle.
I love it. They add life vibrancy and literally clean the air.
Yes, they do.
But think beyond the typical houseplant.
Okay.
A piece of driftwood, a vase filled with stones, even a bowl of pine cones. Those natural elements can ground a space and make it feel more connected to the earth.
Right.
It's all part of that biophilic design concept we were talking about earlier.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all making me want to redecorate right now.
Yes.
But before I run off to buy a truckload of houseplants,
Right.
let's talk about something else that's really important.
Okay.
Personal touches.
Absolutely.
Because it's those little details that make a house a home, right? And, you know, it's not just about family photos or travel souvenirs,
Right.
although those are lovely.
Yeah.
It's about finding objects that resonate with you,
Uh-huh.
that tell your story, even if it's a story only you understand.
I love that.
You know, I have this weird collection of vintage ceramic birds.
Okay.
They don't really match anything. But I love them. They always make me smile.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, those quirky little things that spark joy.
Right.
And don't be afraid to display them prominently.
Okay.
A gallery wall doesn't have to be perfectly curated.
Right.
It can be a playful mix of things you love, even if they don't seem to go together.
So you're saying I should embrace my inner eccentric collector.
Absolutely. Your living room should reflect your personality, not some generic design catalog.
Right.
And here's another thought. Think about creating a focal point in the room.
Like a statement piece of furniture.
It could be a piece of furniture, a fireplace, a stunning piece of art, even a view out the window.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that draws the eye and gives the room a sense of purpose.
So it's not just about scattering things around randomly.
Right.
There's actually a strategy to it.
Exactly. And once you've established that focal point, you can start thinking about furniture arrangement.
Okay.
This is where people often get stuck, but it doesn't have to be complicated.
I'll admit I've definitely moved my sofa around more times than I can count.
We've all been there. Think about how you want to use the space.
Okay.
Do you entertain often?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love to curl up with a book?
Yes.
Create conversational groupings with your furniture so people can interact comfortably.
Well, that's a good point. I always end up with this awkward giant space in the middle of the room.
And don't forget about the flow of traffic. You don't want people tripping over furniture or having to squeeze through tight spaces.
That reminds me, we need to talk about rugs.
Oh, yes.
This is my favorite part.
Rugs are magical.
I know, right?
They define spaces, add warmth and texture, and make a room feel more inviting.
I love that feeling of sinking your toes into a plush rug.
And here's where those natural fibers we talked about earlier really shine.
Okay?
Wool jute sisal.
Mm-hmm.
They not only look beautiful, but they feel amazing underfoot.
It's all about creating that multi-sensory experience, right?
Exactly. And here's another thing to consider: the size of the rug.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of people make the mistake of choosing rugs that are too small.
Okay, I'm guilty of this one. I always underestimate how much space a rug needs to cover.
It's a common mistake. Ideally, the front legs of your furniture should be on the rug,
Okay.
creating a sense of grounding and unity.
So it's not just about plopping down a rug in the middle of the room. There's a whole science to it.
There is, but it's not rocket science. It's about finding the right balance of aesthetics and functionality.
Okay.
You know, all this talk about coziness is making me think about something else: fireplaces.
Oh, yes, the ultimate symbol of warmth and comfort.
Exactly.
Is there anything more inviting than curling up in front of a crackling fire on a chilly evening?
And the beauty of fireplaces is that they come in so many different styles these days.
Oh, that's true.
From traditional wood-burning fireplaces to sleek, modern gas inserts.
Right.
There's something for everyone.
And they can be such a stunning focal point in a living room.
Yeah.
I love how they draw people in and create a natural gathering space.
Absolutely. But even if you don't have a fireplace, you can still create that cozy fireplace vibe with strategic lighting
Yeah.
and a few well-placed candles.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love the flickering glow of candles.
Yeah.
It adds such a romantic ambiance to a room.
And speaking of ambiance, let's not forget about the other senses.
Okay, so we've covered touch, sight, and now we're moving on to smell, sound, and taste.
Think about incorporating scents that evoke a sense of warmth and comfort.
Like the smell of freshly baked cookies or a woodsy, earthy scent.
Those are perfect examples. You can use essential oils, candles, even a simmer pot on the stove to fill your living room with inviting aromas.
I love that idea. It's all about creating a multi-sensory experience, right?
Precisely. And for sound, consider creating a playlist of calming music or nature sounds.
Okay.
The gentle crackle of a fire, the sound of rain falling, or even just some soft instrumental music can create a wonderfully relaxing atmosphere.
Okay, I'm feeling so zen right now just thinking about it. What about taste? You mentioned taste earlier,
Right.
but I'm not sure how that fits into a living room design.
Well, it's not about the literal taste of the room, of course,
Right.
but having a well-stocked bar cart or a cozy little snack station can enhance the overall sense of comfort and hospitality.
Okay, I can definitely get behind that. A glass of wine and a cheese plate in front of a roaring fire. Sign me up.
Exactly. It's all about creating a space where you feel pampered and indulged.
You know, we've talked about so many different elements of cozy living room design,
have.
but I think the most important thing is that it should feel personal.
Yes.
It should reflect your individual style and preferences.
I couldn't agree more. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to creating a cozy space.
Right.
It's all about what makes you feel happy and at home.
So embrace your quirks.
Yeah.
Express your personality. And don't be afraid to break the rules.
Exactly. And remember, creating a cozy living room is an ongoing process.
Okay.
It's about experimenting, playing with different ideas, and constantly tweaking things until you achieve that perfect balance of comfort and style that feels uniquely yours.
This has been so insightful. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what it means to create a truly cozy living space.
Me too. And I hope our viewers are feeling inspired to go home and create their own little sanctuaries.
Speaking of inspiration,
Yes.
before we wrap things up, let's talk about a few common mistakes people make when trying to create a cozy living room.
Oh, this is a good one. I see these mistakes all the time, and they can be so easily avoided.
I'm sure our viewers are making some of them too without even realizing it. So let's break it down and offer some helpful tips.
Okay, mistake number 1, going overboard with the clutter.
Ooh, yeah.
Clutter is the enemy of cozy.
I agree.
It creates visual chaos and makes it difficult to relax and unwind.
It's like trying to relax in a messy bedroom. Your mind just can't fully let go.
Exactly. So step 1 is to declutter and get rid of anything you don't need or use.
Be ruthless if it doesn't bring you joy or serve a purpose. It's gotta go.
And once you've decluttered, be mindful about what you bring back into the space.
Choose items that are both beautiful and functional, and make sure everything has a designated spot.
A well-organized living room feels instantly more calming and inviting.
Okay. Mistake number 2, neglecting the walls.
Oh, yes.
Blank walls can make a room feel cold and uninviting.
It's like a blank canvas. It needs something to bring it to life.
And there are so many ways to add visual interest to your walls. Artwork, mirrors, tapestries, shelves. The possibilities are endless.
And don't be afraid to mix and match different textures and materials.
A gallery wall with a mix of framed prints, photographs, and even small objects can add a lot of personality to a space.
And a large mirror can make a room feel bigger and brighter.
Just make sure it reflects something beautiful like a view of the outdoors or a piece of art you love.
Now, mistake number 3, choosing the wrong furniture.
This is a big one. Uncomfortable furniture can completely ruin the cozy vibe.
Think about it. If your sofa is too small or too stiff, you're not going to want to spend much time lounging on it.
And if your chairs are too high or too low, it can make conversation awkward.
So when choosing furniture for your living room, prioritize comfort above all else.
Test out sofas and chairs before you buy them and make sure they provide good back support.
And don't be afraid to invest in quality pieces that will last for years to come.
Furniture is an investment in your comfort and well-being, so it's worth spending a little extra to get it right.
Absolutely. And remember, comfort doesn't have to mean sacrificing style. There's so many beautiful and comfortable furniture options available these days.
Right. Mistake number 4, forgetting about the senses. We talked about this earlier, but it's worth repeating.
A truly cozy living room engages all of the senses: sight, touch, smell, sound, and even taste.
I love how you brought taste into the equation. It's not something I would have thought of, but makes so much sense.
It's all about creating a holistic experience that nourishes your mind, body, and soul.
So don't just focus on the visuals. Think about how you can incorporate scents, sounds, and even tastes that evoke a sense of warmth and comfort.
Exactly. And last but not least, mistake number 5, forgetting to personalize the space.
This is so crucial. A cozy living room should feel like an extension of your personality. It should reflect your interests, your passions, your unique sense of style.
Display items that you love, whether it's books, art, travel souvenirs, or family heirlooms.
Tell your story through your decor.
And don't be afraid to break the rules and mix and match different styles.
There's no right or wrong way to create a cozy living room. It's all about what makes you feel happy and at home.
So embrace your individuality and create a space that truly reflects who you are.
These are all fantastic tips. I'm feeling so inspired to go home and revamp my living room right now.
Me too. And I hope our viewers are feeling inspired as well.
Remember, creating a cozy living room is a journey, not a destination.
It's all about experimenting, having fun, and creating a space that brings you joy.
And most importantly, it's about creating a sanctuary where you can relax, recharge, and connect with the people you love.
So go forth and create your own cozy haven.
You know, as much as I love those little design details, sometimes you need that one big element that really anchors the cozy feeling.
Right.
And for me, nothing says cozy quite like a fireplace.
Fireplaces, they're like the heart of the home, aren't they?
They are.
There's something so primal and magnetic about fire.
Right.
It draws us in, makes us want to gather around and just be present.
Exactly. And I think that's what we're really getting at with this whole cozy living room thing. Creating a space where we can unwind, connect, and recharge.
For sure.
But honestly, fireplaces can feel intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, where do you even begin?
I get that it seems like a big decision, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Okay.
First, think about your lifestyle and the overall style of your home.
Okay.
Do you crave that traditional crackling fire experience, or are you more drawn to a sleek, modern look?
Okay, so you're saying the type of fireplace should reflect my personal style. I like that. I've always been drawn to those classic brick fireplaces you see in old movies.
Oh, yeah.
So romantic.
There's definitely a charm to those traditional wood-burning fireplaces, that scent of burning wood, the sound of crackling logs. It taps into a sense of nostalgia and comfort.
Yes.
But as you might imagine, they require a bit more maintenance.
Yeah. I can see the chopping wood, cleaning out the ashes. It's a commitment.
It is, but for some people, that ritual is part of the appeal.
Right.
If you're looking for something a bit more low maintenance, gas fireplaces are fantastic.
Okay.
They're incredibly convenient. You can literally turn them on with a switch.
Right.
And the technology has come such a long way.
Yeah.
Some gas fireplaces look so realistic, it's hard to tell the difference from a real wood fire.
So if you're not ready to embrace your inner lumberjack, gas is a great option.
Exactly.
But no matter what type of fireplace you choose, the mantle is where the real fun begins.
Yes.
It's like the perfect canvas to express your personal style.
Absolutely. The mantle is where you can get creative and playful.
Okay.
Think about layering different heights and textures, a tall vase filled with branches, a stack of your favorite books, a collection of candles. Those little details add so much visual interest.
And don't forget about seasonal decor.
Yeah.
I love switching things up throughout the year.
Me too.
Pumpkins and gourds in the fall, evergreen branches and twinkling lights in the winter.
Yes.
It keeps the space feeling fresh and inviting.
It's all about those little touches that make a house feel like a home. And here's a thought.
Okay.
Don't limit yourself to just the traditional mantle setup. Think outside the box.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe you have a corner fireplace that creates a cozy reading nook.
Right.
Or perhaps you could incorporate a double-sided fireplace that separates the living room from the dining area.
Oh, interesting.
There are so many creative possibilities.
I love that it's all about finding what works best for your space and your lifestyle. This has been such a fantastic deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I have a whole new toolbox of ideas for creating a cozy and inviting living room.
Me too. And remember, it's not about following rules or trends. It's about creating a space that reflects your personality and makes you feel truly at home.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of cozy living.
Of course.
We hope you've enjoyed it and feel inspired to create your own haven. Thanks for watching Luxury Homes YouTube channel. We'll see you at our next deep dive.